We're here to idea everyone, to fire up your curiosity and connect you with the people and ideas that shape our world. Watch, listen, understand, connect, create. Let's move the human story forward together.
Hello and welcome to The Poetry of Science, a podcast which provides insight into new scientific research via the medium of poetry. I'm your host, Dr. Sam Illingworth, and each week I'll be introducing you to some of the latest scientific findings and sharing a selection of science-themed poetry. After all, we could all do with a little bit more poetry in our lives. In this episode, I'll be exploring new research which has found that coastal lights trick coral reefs into spawning earlier than they should. In the salty darkness, living sculptures of the sea sway beneath a lunar trance, a kaleidoscope of life spreading their seed in synchronised dance, reefs aglow with the light of 1,000 future selves. The city bleeds into the ocean, casting spectral shade upon this moving mosaic. In our artificial lights, we reach for the stars. Yet in their wake the moon's soft call is lost, traded for the harsh and steady glare of our endless neon dawn. This poem is inspired by recent research published in Nature Communications, which has found that artificial light at night from coastal developments is potentially disrupting the moonlight cycles corals rely on for spawning, thereby threatening the resilience of these already endangered ecosystems. Coral reefs are one of the most diverse, economically valuable and threatened ecosystems in the world. Issues like climate change, habitat destruction, overfishing and pollution have significantly reduced the coral reef cover since the 1950s. To preserve coral reefs for the future, it's vital to maintain healthy coral reproduction. Coral reefs rely on a reproductive strategy known as synchronised broadcast spawning, where many eggs and sperm are released simultaneously on specific nights of the year. However, recent reports indicate disruptions in this timing, particularly in the northern Red Sea, with artificial light at night from coastal developments thought to be disrupting the moonlight cycles that corals rely on for spawning. In this new study, researchers analysed data from a recently published atlas of underwater light pollution, alongside a global data set of over 2,000 coral spawning observations. They found that for most species, corals exposed to artificial light at night spawned 1 to 3 days closer to the full moon compared to those on unlit reefs. This light possibly alters the spawning trigger, creating a perceived period of minimum light between sunset and moonrise on nights after the full moon. This shift in timing could lower the chance of coral egg fertilization and survival, thereby impacting the resilience of reef ecosystems. Now that you've heard the science, let me read the poem to you again. In the salty darkness, living sculptures of the sea sway beneath the lunar trance, a kaleidoscope of life spreading their seed in synchronised dance, reefs aglow with the light of 1,000 future selves. The city bleeds into the ocean, casting spectral shade upon this moving mosaic. In our artificial lights we reach for the stars, yet in their wake the moon's soft call is lost, traded for the harsh and steady glare of our endless neon dawn. In this section of the podcast, I'd like to share a poem written by another poet on a topic related to the science that has been discussed so far. In this episode, I'll be reading Night in Day by Joseph Stroud. Joseph Stroud is a Californian poet and translator, known for his diverse poetic forms addressing international and historical context. Educated at several universities, including San Francisco State University, Stroud's work reflects a profound awareness of human frailty amidst social distractions. Stroud has published several collections of poetry, including Signatures, published in 1982, Below Cold Mountain, published in 1998, and Country of Light, published in 2004. Stroud has been awarded the Library of Congress's Witter Bynner Fellowship, a Pushcart Prize, and in 2014 he was awarded the Land Foundation Lifetime Achievement Award. Night in Day by Joseph Stroud. The night never wants to end, to give itself over to light, so it traps itself in things, obsidian, crows. Even on summer solstice, the day of light's great triumph, where fields of sunflowers guzzle in the sun, we break open the watermelon and spit out black seeds, bits of night glistening on the grass. Thank you for listening to the Poetry of Science.
Thank you very much for being with us for this episode of the ideaXme Show. ideaXme is a global platform. Our mission is to move the human story forward by sharing knowledge of the future. You can find us on all major audio networks at www.radioideaXme.com, on YouTube and Vimeo. Please subscribe.